So I'm just the guy that has a Taurus G2C. So, are these worth it in 2024? Yes, they are. And here's why. If you don't have, I know I'm gonna sound like everybody else that got a Taurus. If you don't have $500 for a Glock or $900 for an FN, get you one of these. It's just with these, you're gonna have to throw money into it. And I mean, the trigger, I probably put, I ain't gonna lie, a good $150 to $200 back into this gun. But everything on here is like cheap though. Just make sure you get everything for this gun from Lakeline or from Taurus. But I've had my trigger replaced. This light, this O light, is not one of them little cheap Amazon lights that everybody else be having. It's the O light. This was like 110 to like 120, I believe, somewhere in that area. I had the striker guide replaced, and I still have my my striker guide retainer pins coming in. That's coming in for this. This was like $21, and the striker guide, that was only like $20. So everything for this gun is pretty cheap. I do have night sights for it, but I don't have them put on. I don't even know if I am gonna get them put on, but the night sights was $100. They was like 100, 120. But everything for this gun is, I mean, it work. It's a pretty good gun if you ask me. It's just, people are gonna diss them. Sometimes I diss my own gun, but I like my gun. I ain't gonna lie, like, you know, I like it. It's just, people get jamming issues and stuff with it when you don't clean it, limp wrist, or if you use Pro Mags. This is a 15 round Pro Mag. I will not buy another one. I shot my 115 grain bullets out of this before and it jammed. I shot my 47 grain out of this before and it jammed. It probably, sometimes it won't jam until probably like the 5th, 6th round or so. Compared to the factory 12 round that comes with the Taurus. This has never jammed. Only time whenever it jammed is if I had limp wrist. That was the only time. And with this gun, do not have limp wrist, because that's how you get jammed. So a lot of people swear up and down that they jams because you got limp wrist. You can't be doing all this. You gotta try to keep it straight. But the recoil is gonna cause it to jump because it's snappy. And it's snappy because of this, the guide rod. So this is what I'm getting next. This is $50. I'm getting a new guide rod. And it's also because of the barrel, the stock barrel. So you don't have to get a new barrel, but people say like ported barrels or compensated barrels, it do stop the gun from having so much snappiness to it. But even people that have Glocks that buy Pro Mags, they jam. And I will never, this is my only Pro Mag, and it's a 15 round. I'm never buying another Pro Mag again. Will I use it? Yeah, probably just to shoot around, even though I do have self-defense rounds up in it. But I don't know, I ain't gonna swear up and down I ain't gonna use it to carry up in my Taurus, even though I do sometimes. But I'm probably gonna take those bullets up out of there eventually. But this gun, the MSRP is around $250 to $300. And if you don't want to spend $500, $600, $700, $800 on the gun, I would go with this, because just like a Glock, you can modify this just as well. Like, it's a whole bunch of people on YouTube that have the Taurus G2C and the Taurus G3C, and they modify these just how anybody would a Glock. And the parts, it's like I said, get them from Lakeline or from the Taurus website. Don't get it from anywhere else. Even when it comes to your mags, get them from Taurus. Well, Lakeline don't even sell mags, I don't think, but make sure you get them from Taurus, because Pro Mag sucks. But it's a good gun, it runs. I shot 147 grain out the stock mag, but I don't think I'm gonna carry 147 grain, but yeah, that great guns, the ergonomics on it feel like, it just feels good in like your hand. It's not like real blocky or nothing. And it's like, it's real slim. It's a real slim gun. It's not wide at all. I'm not gonna point the gun at me, but it's not wide at all. It's a pretty slim gun. But it's like I said, like, it just feels real nice in your hand. A lot of people do this Taurus, but if you was to buy one, if I've convinced y'all to get one, because I had this one for 2 years, really no problem, and I am gonna give me another gun. I'm gonna still carry this one, but I am gonna give me another gun just because I want to have like 2-3 guns. But the first, if you do plan on getting this gun, the first thing I would do, if you have a G2C or plan on getting a G2C, replace this trigger, because the one that comes on here is junk. And I thought I was the only person, but multiple people have said whenever they shoot this gun, it like surprises you. And I thought I was just scared or something to shoot it, but it's just shooting the stock trigger. Whenever you shoot it, it surprises you, because the take up would like come all the way back here, and then bam, you get to like this wall and it shoots, because it has like a safety on it, on the trigger. And on top of that, it just had too much take up. And the second thing I would do is either replace the trigger springs or replace your guide rod with a stainless steel guide rod. Get the stainless steel guide rod. It ain't nothing but like $15-$20. And I'm gonna show you the guide rod that it comes with. I still got the box that my gun came in. Like, I just keep like all the parts and stuff that I've bought, like all the factory stuff in here, just because it's just nice to keep the same old parts in case you have to revert. That's with any gun. But this is the stock striker. A piece of plastic. This was the stock one. And it just feels cheap, bro. It feels cheap. This is like my second time picking it up. Like, it's just a cheap piece of plastic. Like, it feels like a thin, cheap, like it feels like a Trouble piece. Like the game Trouble, that's what it feels like. Dang, I threw my old trigger away. I threw my old trigger away. So I can't show y'all that. I thought I still had it, cool. But yeah, those would be the top 2 upgrades I do if you do plan on getting it. Just make sure you get the stainless steel striker and the new trigger. It's probably gonna, me, I paid $55 to get my new trigger put on. I know a lot of people was like, $55 for just to get it put on, but I paid for the trigger too. But I mean, if you want to change it yourself, go ahead. Me, I didn't feel comfortable doing that, so I took it to a gunsmith, and they had it done in like 15-20 minutes. Now, a lot of people at a lot of gun stores, they ain't gonna want to change this trigger out for you just because they don't want to have to deal with Taurus, because called one gun store, and, well, a gunsmith, actually. I called a gunsmith, and they said that they didn't work on Taurus, and they told me to call another guy, and I called him probably about 5 times. He ain't never answered, so I ended up paying $55 to get this one put on. It's a great trigger. And I got the flat face one. There's several different ones, but I decided to get the flat face one because it just looks tactical. It takes up a lot less space. And yeah. But yeah, if I have converted y'all to get this gun, then Taurus need to sponsor me. Because not too many people speak highly on these guns, and I had mine for 2 years. It works. It's a nice gun. Feels good in the hand. After the upgrades, I ain't gonna lie. Me, I'd like to put this up against the Glock and just see how I shoot. And me, personally, I'd like to take my Taurus that I've upgraded and put it up against the Glock and see if I can get the little Glock fanboys to like this, because I'd put it in competition with it. Because after you get done with all the upgrades, it costs about the same amount. But yeah, everybody, it's like I said, the Taurus G2C or G3C, because they're pretty much the same gun. It's just the G3C got a better trigger. That's about it. It has a better trigger. But yes, this is worth it in 2024. Had mine for 2 years. No hiccups, no issues. But it's like I said, just keep it clean. If you do plan on getting it, get the upgrades I mentioned, because it will help you a lot in the long run. With the G3C, everybody has said the trigger is a lot better than what it is on the G2C. But yeah, thank y'all for watching.